Well, this relationship started on a $1 bet.
Really, $1 bet?
$1 bet. You were walking through the halls super fast with your head down in those books. And I saw you zooming through, and I was like, ooh, who was that?
I was like Speedy Gonzalez.
All the time, always your nerdy self. So pretty much I figured like I got to get a chance to speak with her before my buddy Dex does. So I made it my business to shoot into class and talk to you before he got a chance to, offer you my number, and then it took off from there. For about the first 3 months, we would talk on the phone, spend long hours just talking, getting to know one another.
On the stairs.
On
long
the stairs.
Conversations.
Yeah, I remember those. Your dad loved the idea that, I was a decent young man dating and courting his daughter. And that really made me happy because I really wanted to get to know you better. And being young and hungry at that time, young men at that time is all about, ooh, this girl, that girl. But when I met you, it was different. It was way different. I wasn't thinking anything about, getting this girl or getting that girl. I was just thinking about getting to know you. Like, we barely even kissed. We kissed, it took us, what, a couple of months?
Yeah.
At least 2 months before we even had our first kiss because we were just that in tune. And that was the moment I knew, this is my wife. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen at that moment. So life kept going and we kept doing what we were doing, hanging out and spending long hours together. You getting in trouble because you're staying out too long with me, chit-chatting or whatever. And that just really made that bond that we developed grow really, really strong.
And they called it puppy love back then.
That's what they was calling it.
We were so young. I was 14 and you were 16.
I don't think I was a puppy though. I was a puppy.
But it was innocent.
Yeah, it was. It was truly innocent, and that's what I loved about it. So as time went on, we developed our bond even stronger. And then your mom saw that things were getting a little serious, so she started to object to like, no, you too old to be with my daughter, because of course 2 years older. I was a junior, you were a freshman.
But I did tell her that I wanted to marry you when I was 14, so that I can see how that could have scared her.
Yeah, but, her having you young, I get it. Mm-hmm. But I was determined to still keep you in my life. So even though she told us, you guys got to break up, going about your business, you too old for my daughter, I don't want you to ruin her life. And I was like, nah, I don't think I'm going to ruin her life. So we snuck around for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then she found out. And then she put her foot down firm, like, hey, leave my daughter alone.
Right.
So that was at the moment where I had to make a decision. Do I defy your mom and keep trying to see you, or do I break your heart and...
You broke it.
End everything.
It was broke.
I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted to do. But I really wanted to respect your mom, and for fear of your mom's kind of aggressive too. Mm-hmm. I ain't never knew a woman that was that strong and aggressive. She's like, hey, I told you. Right. I said, yes, ma'am. Don't ma'am me. But yeah. So we decided to go our separate ways. I would see you in the hall coming. I would run the other way. It's like, oh man, I can't talk to her. If I saw you, I would want to talk to you and get back to where we were. So I would avoid you at all costs.
So one day I had this just inkling just to call you. I had seen your picture on Facebook.
Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it was just something like tugging at me to, give you a call or to reach out to you by Facebook, because that's the only way I could. So after the first time, I ignored it. And then the second night, it was just like really tugging at me. So I decided to write you a, hello on Facebook.
And a hello it was, too.
And you responded right away.
And you better know it. Actually, what happened was when, I'm not a big, social media person. I had an account just to have an account because everyone's like, you need to get Facebook. You need to get it. I was like, whatever. Okay, I signed up and got an account. But I never used it. And I was sitting there paying bills when you hit me with that first message. I had my little laptop on my lap. I was into paying those bills. And all of a sudden, the little ding. I said, what the heck is that? I look. I said, oh, crap. Is that who I think it is? And then I put my glasses on. I said, oh, crap. I jumped up in the air. I said, oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's Sharice. So I got my laptop off the floor, and I was like, oh, my God, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? So then I text you back, hit you back in the I am, and we sent 7 messages back and forth to one another.
Yes.
After those 7 messages, we figured we would meet up. And we did. I deactivated my Facebook account because I had found all I was looking for in all that time. So we met up and spent a little time together and got to reconnect. And all those feelings and emotions from 20 some odd years prior were like bubbling back up to the core. And it got me excited. It got me really excited. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out how to make this thing happen. Of course, you was living in Georgia at the time. I was in Chicago. So you flew back, and that gave me a chance to think about how to execute this game plan of getting us back together and becoming a couple again. So we talked a little bit more over the phone and figured out, well, you come see me and visit me a little bit, and then I visited you for a weekend. I believe it was New Year's we spent.
Yeah, we were
New Year's
fishing
Eve.
New Year's Eve, and then just the back and forth of visiting.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Yes, very expensive.
With me.
The driving, the getting on the plane, it's very expensive. But we had made up in our mind, like early on, that we were going to make it official.
Yes.
It was just a matter of time. So it was about 9 months.
9 months it took us to do the long distance thing and really grow back to where we were before. And we both decided, hey, we got to make this thing official. So I proposed, and you accepted, and we had to figure out how to get you from Atlanta to Chicago because there was nothing in Atlanta for me as far as work opportunities. So I didn't want to just come down there and be hanging out, with no job. So I was already established in Chicago. So he was like, I'm never going back to Chicago ever.
No, I did not want to go back to Chicago, but my love was there and my future.
True that.
And I decided to take that chance.
And I'm glad you did. Even though I promised you that it would only be 2 years and we could move on, but it took 7. But I'm still glad that we both decided that that was the right thing to do.
Yes. So, babe, remember when you promised it would be 2 years before we moved out of Chicago? And it actually ended up being 6 years.
Yeah.
After 6 years, I was ready to go. So I made the plans for us to come to Arizona for a week to kind of see how it was. Wasn't really quite sure if it was somewhere we wanted to go, but I knew it would be a great, little getaway.
It ended up being somewhere that we really wanted to go. I was kind of reluctant at first, but I was like, okay, that's cool. We can go do that. Got here, all the scenery, the people, a lot of Chicagoans here. I just fell in love. Did not want to get back on the plane to go home.
Right.
We talked then like, this is somewhere we can see ourselves finishing, the rest of our lives.
Right.
And little did I know, as soon as we hit down in Chicago, little old Cherise went on in there and started looking for jobs in Arizona. And 2 weeks later, taps me and says, "Babe, you remember that?"
Yeah, I remember that because I had actually applied before, I think, because I kind of had an inkling. I was ready to leave, so I had applied. And before, like when we actually came back to Chicago, they gave me a call that week. And I had the interview, and within the end of the week, they were offering me the position. And it started in 2 weeks.
So that means you accepted it, right?
Exactly. Of course.
So yeah, that was some news that startled me a little bit. I was like, okay, so that's not enough time to do anything. You're like, well, hey, I'm gone. They offered me the job. I got to get out of Chicago. It's been too long. Been well past them 2 years you promised me. And I was like, well, I know, babe, but how we going to do this? You get kids in school. And we figured it out.
Yes.
We packed up everything that you had. We loaded it all up in the car. We took that long 26-hour drive, just you and I, trading off driving, all those hours. We made it here. Got you a place to stay, got you set up all within pretty much 24 to 36 hours of arriving in Arizona. All of that got settled down. And your apartment wasn't going to be ready, so you stayed with some relatives for a little while, for about a week, and then you were off and running.
Yeah.
I had the kids.
And you feel how it was to be the one taking care of everything.
Oh yeah, piece of cake for me because I'm military style. I don't play that mess. I don't do that mama stuff.
But you were tired.
Yeah, I was a little tired, but it was what it was. To make you happy, I was willing to go through all that. To give you something that I had promised you all those years prior, and to see it come to fruition, then it was worth it.
And then you brought the kids down 3 months later.
Once you got settled in and got your routine down, yeah.
And you stayed in Chicago while me and the kids stayed here, which was about how long?
About a year and some change, about a year and a half. Really didn't plan on staying that long. I was waiting to see if I could find something with my job. I did a couple of interviews and stuff just really didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. Didn't want to really move too far away from you and the kids and all of that with the job. So I just figured out, hey, I got to figure out something. So I was like, babe, what are we going to do? She's like, well, something will work itself out. And then during that process, we were also trying to find the house.
Right. And then it all came to a head when I gave you that ultimatum.
The ultimatum. Yes, the ultimatum. You pretty much was like, babe, it's been a year and a half. I don't care if that job find you something or don't find you something. Either you coming or you're not. And I said, I'm coming. So in a matter of 48 hours, pretty much, I had to figure out a game plan of how to get everything settled in Chicago, get myself here to Arizona, and still maintain, some sort of work or job to make sure that I was able to help take care of the family. So I came up with a plan of going on leave. I took a leave from my job and packed up, sold everything in the house that I could sell, gave away everything else. I really miss my tools. But yeah, I made that thing happen, and I got here, and you were so happy to see me when I got here. It was like, oh my God, my husband is here finally. The kids are all happy. Daddy, yeah. And it just was a nice, beautiful feeling to walk into that beautiful house and have all of you guys welcome me there. Like, Daddy, we're so glad to see you. Like, baby, you finally made it. Like, that was really, really worth it. I was like, wow.
And ever since, you've loved it and never want to leave.
Oh no, it ain't happening. No go. Chicago is way behind me now.
And you're here in Arizona.
Yes,
it's the future.
It's the future for me, for you, for the kids. Everything we got now is pretty much based here. Not to say that 5-10 years from now, Lord bless us with another opportunity where something else comes up. But for now, this is where it's at. We're here, we're thriving, we're doing big things. And that's what I love. That's where it's at. You're happy, I'm happy.
Yes.
Let's do it. Yeah. Love you.
Love you too.
Yucky.
That's what my daughter says.